can be nightmare for most medical aspirants in the absence of good preparation strategy. In this video, I would be what I have done during my NEET journey. So the suggested tips on how to prepare physics for NEET, how to study physics for NEET 2022. A lot of medical aspirants are in search of the answer to this question. Most of medical aspirants fear mathematics and want to avoid subjects that involve maths and numbers. When physics is introduced to them in class 11, the first few chapters remind them of mathematics, and thus the fear comes back. At this stage, it is important to understand that these subjects may look similar, but they are very different from each other. While mathematics is all about formulas and number crunching, NEET physics needs to be keep a list of all the formulas. Topper suggests making a list of all the important formulas that you find in a chapter. In the end, keep this list handy while solving the questions. Refer to the list while solving questions at all the times. This will help you retain this information better. Understand before you start attempting questions. And in this video, I have compiled the tips suggested by the experts and toppers to answer the questions how to prepare physics for NEET. According to the exam pattern of NEET 2022, there will be 45 questions in physics section. Each question in NEET will be for 4 marks, and every incorrect answer will cost a candidate 1 mark. The exam structure had changed from last year. The physics subject will be divided into 2 sections. Section A will carry 35 questions and Section B will carry 15 questions, out of which 10 questions have to be attempted. The following table brings the structure of the subject, which will help you in NEET physics preparation. NEET 2022 Physics FILO carries the structure of the physics section in NEET 2022 exam. Physics, number of questions and marking scheme. Physics, Section A contains 35 questions carrying 140 marks, and Section B contains 15 questions carrying 40 marks, total 50, and 45 applicable for attempt, and total marks in physics is 180. Expert says that anything above 140 marks is considered a good score in NEET physics. To score more than 140, you need 36 to 38 correct question answers in this section, taking into account the negative marking. So how to prepare physics for NEET and get the perfect score? Here we bring some tips for NEET physics preparation. What makes physics difficult for medical aspirants and how to approach the subject? Physics is difficult for those who do not understand the concepts behind it. When the concepts are clear, one starts to enjoy physics. What makes the subject difficult for the students is their approach. They try to understand the concept of physics by solving the questions, whereas it should be the other way around. Focus more on concepts and try to understand the process of derivation. These will help you solve most of the questions in this section and eventually help in physics preparation for NEET 2022. How to prepare NEET physics preparation tips for beginners. As mentioned in the introduction section, the first chapter that introduces physics to a candidate are the mechanics, calculus, etc. These have a lot of number crunching, which brings back memories of mathematics. This is when the candidate draws similarity between the two subjects and start treating physics like mathematics. They forgot that unlike mathematics, physics has concepts too. This wrong fundamental may take your physics preparation for NEET 2022 on a different track. Avoid extremism. Physics preparation can be divided into 2 categories: those who spend too much time on physics and those who avoid solving questions from physics. Being on either side here will not help. Physics will constitute only 25% of the questions in NEET 2022, which means by spending too much time on this subject, you will jeopardize the chances of doing well in other 75%. Candidates must divide their time equally among all the 3 subjects, that is physics, chemistry and biology. Competing with those preparing for JEE. It is important to remember that candidates plans to start their physics preparation for NEET in the company of someone who is preparing for JEE. They also refer to the question paper of JEE Main Advanced for their preparation. One must understand that NEET physics has a completely different pattern and exception level. Solving the question paper of AJIO is still acceptable. but do not torture. What are the best books for NEET Physics? NCERT is mandatory for physics preparation for NEET with no exceptions. This is the best book for NEET Physics and will help you prepare a base for your physics preparation for NEET. But you also need a book that will strengthen your concepts. This is when you introduce a reference book. Both experts and toppers suggest that best reference book for NEET Physics is Verma for both the theory and the question part. The questions at the end of the chapter start easy and gradually increases the difficulty level. Avoid books that are used by JEE aspirants. All time, remember that physics preparation for NEET does not require you to solve numerical of JEE advanced level. Candidates preparing for the JEE engineering entrance examination have a stronghold of mathematics, whereas those preparing for NEET generally do not opt for mathematics after class 10. Thus, comparing your knowledge of physics with theirs is not justified. Stick the books that have been recommended for NEET Physics preparation only. Saving time here will help you prepare for other two sections as well. Keep a list of steps to retain the concept, sequence of events as suggested by toppers. Start with NCERT book. Read and understand the chapters from NCERT. Now refer to the class notes. Try to derive the equation and understand the logic behind it. Now read the same chapter from the reference book. Start solving the relevant questions. Deriving a pattern from the past year question papers, candidates must solve question papers of the past 10 years for NEET preparation. When solving the physics sections of these question papers, try to find a pattern in the questions that are being asked in the examination. The pattern that has been observed by various experts is given in the table below. Types of question, number of questions asked in NEET, and preparation tips and theory orient and fact based. 15 to 20 questions are direct from NCERT and numerical or derivation based 15 to 20 questions and NCERT based. Logical concept 5 to 10 concepts are from NCERT. Application of these concepts, critical concept based questions 5 to 10 very difficult questions. Determine the topper. How to prepare physics for NEET. What should be your approach for solving this section? Sequence. This depends on your energy level since NEET Physics require focus and speed. If you are someone who is energetic at the beginning of the examination and can concentrate better during the initial hour, you must solve the physics section first. However, if you are someone who starts slow and gains speed towards the end, keep the physics section for the end. Speed. When you finally start solving this section, it is important to maintain speed. Now is not the time to brainstorm. If you get stuck on a question, skip it and move to the next one. Come back to this one in the end.